What's the point anymore, Liverpool fans? What's the point in us even thinking that we're going to win the Championship, the Premier League? Please, tell me. Because it seems to me that we're just a club that fucking bottles it every time. Every time we get a chance to win the Premier League, we bottle it, man. We can't do it. We can't get over the line. Why is that? Can somebody explain that to me? As a Liverpool fan of 31 years, Ahmet Gosa, 31 years I've been following Liverpool Football Club. And I can't believe what I'm watching, man. I can't believe what I'm watching. Last week, if we'd beaten Leicester, the points gap would have been 7 points with Manchester City. 7 points. And they have to go into these 3 games against Arsenal, Everton and then Chelsea. Albeit that they've won against Arsenal and Chelsea, Arsenal and Everton, because we've given them the impetus, haven't we? We've allowed them to come back into the title race. This is why they've got the confidence. They've got the, they've got the hunger back to go and win it, to win the title. We've given them that. We've given them that energy to come back into the title race. If we had just finished our job, or finished our dinner, as people say, it would have been finished, man. We had the same chance at the beginning of the new year when we went to the Etihad to win and open up a 10-point gap with City. But no, this is Liverpool. We have to fucking make it as hard as possible for everybody, for ourselves, for the entire fan base. And what's happening now then? What's happening now? Where's all the positive vibes and the positive people coming out and saying, "Don't worry, we're still in the title race. We're still top of the league, man. We're still this and that. We're still 5 points ahead. We're still 7 points ahead." What are you saying now then? Huh? You're talking as if you don't know Liverpool Football Club. We know this club, man. We love the club. We've supported it for many years, Liverpool Football Club. But we also know why we fuck things up. We can't do it, man. We can't do it. No matter who we buy, no matter what manager we bring in, we can't get over the line, man. It's like we're cursed, It's like there's some kind of cloud hanging over us. We can't do it. I don't think that it's anything to do with the, expectation of 29 years. Some pundits are trying to make out as if the weight of 29 years not winning the league. If that was the case, then Leicester would never have been champions. Because they've never won it in a fucking 100 years or something. City hadn't won it for 60 years. The Premier League title. 60 years. The Championship. They never won it for 60, 55, 60 years, along with Chelsea. Leicester never won it in their whole entire history of 130 years, or whatever it was. It's nothing to do with that, man. It's the momentum in the season. When you look good and you play good football, you know that you're going to win the game. It's as easy as that. Simple as that. But when you don't have the right mindset and you start to panic, you start to feel yourself under pressure. I don't understand why the players are under pressure. They're blaming the Anfield atmosphere and this and that. It's got nothing to do with that, man. Come on. If it was positive up until now, then what's the problem? What's changed? Well, we had one game with Leicester at Anfield, and there was a couple of groans and moans here and there in the fans. So what? People are entitled to do that, man. What are you talking about? Well, are we supposed to just sit there like lemons and say, "Come on, Liverpool, come on, Liverpool"? We see what's happening on the pitch, man. This is why the fans get angry. They get agitated. They start to become nervous, a nervous wreck, because they've seen Liverpool falter in the past. We saw it in the 13-14 season. With about 3 or 4 games to go, we were 5 points ahead, man, of Chelsea. We were 8 points ahead of City, but they had 2 games in hand. And we allowed them to come back into the title race again and to win it by 2 points. In a season where we scored so many goals, we beat so many teams. We absolutely annihilated teams with our attacking football. Our great starts to the game, outstanding football and just blowing teams away. Just finishing them off in the first half. In fact, the first 20 minutes of the game. Like against Arsenal, against Tottenham away from home, we won 5-0. We went to Old Trafford, won 3-0. We had so many great results in that season. 6-3 away to Cardiff and this and that. What's the point, though? You can't get over the line, man. What is the point in Liverpool fans actually expecting anything to happen anymore? Every season we get our hopes up. We start to say, we're positive. We go into the season with a positive, mind frame. As if we're going to win the league, we're going to do well, we're going to challenge. And then what do? As soon as they get near to the title, our teams, they start to feel the pressure or to falter, and then they just crumble, they fall away. And we give it to the other team, whoever it is. It could be Chelsea, could be Man United, could be, you know, who else? Man City at the moment. It's just laughable, man. It's comical. I'm not laughing as a Liverpool fan, but the entire world of football is laughing at Liverpool Football Club, man. When are we going to actually realise this? Are we that stupid as a fan base? Some of our fans on Twitter, on social media, telling us to be calm and to just relax and enjoy the ride. What are you talking about, man? Enjoy what rides? We were top of the league last week, you idiots. And now we're second on goal difference. Do you realise this? Now you have to play fucking Bournemouth. Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth is a good team, a good attacking team. They could cause us problems again. And with the lack of confidence in the team, you know, the pressure that we're under now to actually perform. Because we were top last week. We didn't feel this pressure. Now, we've fallen down to second, albeit on goal difference. It doesn't matter. I hope to God that they have the mentality. I hope to God that they have the willpower. They have the courage to go out there and beat Bournemouth. Because if they don't beat Bournemouth, then it's finished. Forget about the other games. Man United away, Tottenham at home, Chelsea at home. We're not winning any of these games, man. If you can't beat these teams, Bournemouth, Leicester, West Ham, against the big teams, you have no chance. I'm telling you now. We have no chance. The way we're playing at the moment, we have to play better. We took the lead in both the games, man. Leicester and West Ham United. We took the lead. We should have got a second goal, finished the game off. But it seems to me that they don't have the right mentality at the moment. They don't have the hunger, the passion to go out and win the game, man. Klopp looks like a bloody fool on the touchline. This man doesn't learn from his mistakes, man. We told him last season, you need to buy defenders. You need to have different tactics for each game that you play in the league. It's a marathon. You can't keep playing the same tactics in every game, man. He's gone to a 4-2-3-1 system now. Why? Just play 4-3-3 and blitz the opponent, man. Like we were doing last season. We've got the capability. We've got the quality to beat these teams. If we just play attacking football and just don't think about the defence at the moment, man. We're not conceding that many goals anyway. You know, if we concede from a free kick, a corner, so be it. We go out and score another one and another one. What is the point in playing negative football? Please, explain it to me, Klopp. What is the point in trying to defend leads and trying to manage the game? We can't do it, man. Even this year we can't do it this season. We've shown it after the new year, haven't we? In 2019, we can't do it. We're not able to do it. So the second option is to play attacking football and just blitz the opponents as we were doing last season, the opposition. But no, what do we have to do? Mr. Klopp just has to be stubborn and he has to change everything. And he has to start tinkering with the team again, the squad. Why? Why did you send Nathaniel Clyde to Bournemouth? What is the point? And now he's coming back to Anfield. Hopefully he doesn't have a great game against us. I'm not sure whether he's going to be playing or not, but I wouldn't put it past him to have a good game against Liverpool because he has something to prove to Liverpool. He's on loan. We haven't sold him. He's on loan to Bournemouth. He's going to want to prove himself to Liverpool again. That he's a good player. And we just allow people to do this to us all the time. You know, and we think we're going to be successful like this. The ownership is a bloody disaster. It's a bloody... They don't know what they're bloody doing. They've spent the entire January just sitting there and watching the squad, you know, disintegrate, basically. We're losing players left, right and centre to injury and this and that. These idiots knew that Gomez was going to be out for a long time. They knew. Don't tell me no shit. They knew everything, man. They knew that Trent Alexander-Arnold was going to be out of the team for a long time. And yet they did nothing in January. You don't need to buy the top players in the world, man. Just get in cover. This is why we should have kept Ragnar Klavan. I'm not saying that he's a great defender, but he's another body that we could use in defence. And he's a decent centre-back. He's got height. He's capable of blocking shots. He plays for the team. He's a steady player. He might not be the most gifted defender in the world, but he's certainly reliable, in my opinion. He's better than fucking Matip. Matip looks like a bloody, you know, a giraffe on bloody skates every time that he comes out from the back with a ball. I'm frightened that he's going to lose the ball, man. He did it against West Ham as well. He lost it about 10 times. He tries to go into the midfield and then he gives the ball to the opposition, and then he has to run back again, and he can't even do that. He doesn't have the pace to run back. He's so tall, he can't do it. Stay in your position, man. Stay in your position. Just give it to the midfielders. Give it to the wingers, players on the wing. Give it to Robertson. You know? It's not your job to go forward, Matip. Your job is to defend, to keep an eye on the opposition at the back, to try and block them off, to try and not allow them any space to get into our penalty area or to get into dangerous positions. This is your job as a defender, a centre-back. Virgil van Dijk hasn't been playing well as well. I want to touch on him. We paid all this money for this man, and when it comes to the talk, he talks, but on the pitch, he's nowhere to be seen. Last couple of games, he's looked very poor. He's looked very lethargic, you know, lazy. I don't know. Is he? Has he got some kind of virus or illness or something? Because he's not playing well, in my opinion. He's not looking like the calm, collected influence that he was before 2019. He was much better last year, man. In the month of December, he was outstanding. Probably one of the best defenders in the world. Best centre-backs in the world. And now he just looks like an average player in an average team. Because we can't do anything. It's like somebody's just handcuffed the players and they can't move. You know, they can't do anything. It's like they can't, they've been, what do you call? It's like they just don't want to play the game. They don't have the hunger anymore to go out and win the games, to win the title. The media have been putting pressure on us, but that's all part and parcel of being in the title race. You have to handle the pressure. You have to have the courage. You have to have the characteristics to be able to go on and win it. Basically, like the other teams in the past. Now, I was taking the piss out of that idiot Terry Fleurs, who's trying to put pressure on Liverpool when his team is in fucking fifth. Your team is 14 points behind Liverpool, and yet you're talking about Liverpool in the title race. Why don't you concentrate on your own team, mate? You're not going to win anything this season. Paris Saint-Germain are going to blow you away in the Champions League. FA Cup, you'll probably get knocked out by Chelsea. I can't see you getting past that. And in the league, you're nowhere to be seen. You're 14 points behind Liverpool. And you're laughing at Liverpool, you numpty. What are you going to win this season? You people like you and that idiot Adam and others on the internet trying to take the piss out of Liverpool. Concentrate on your own bloody clubs and the shit position that you're in. We're not taking the piss out of you because you don't matter anymore, man. Your teams don't even matter. You're irrelevant in the title race. You're nowhere to be seen. So you need to keep quiet, man, and just do your job. You don't even do a job. You're just a bloody provocateur. You're just on there to piss people off. This is your job. If I saw you in the street, you know, other Liverpool fans saw you in the street, they'd smash you up, mate. Nobody wants to see your fucking face on the internet, you know? People like you. Who gives you the right to talk about Liverpool Football Club? You're nobody. Fan channels and this and that. So every idiot in the world is going to make a fan channel now. And they're going to be on the internet talking about football when they don't even know anything about the game of football. You've never even played the game of football, I bet. People like you haven't even been on a pitch. You haven't even kicked a ball. And yet you talk bollocks as if you know everything. Trying to play mind games. Keep your mind games to yourself, you idiot. Nobody wants to listen to your bloody waffling and bollocks that you talk. Even your own fans don't bloody want to see you on the internet, let alone fans of other clubs. And the idiots that you have on your programme, the so-called knowledgeable football fans, when they don't even know anything about football. Come on, man. Be sensible. Just stick with Man United and the shit that you're in. You change your manager and you're still shit with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And you think that you're going to do anything this season. You're not winning anything, mate. Just be realistic, yeah? Man United are finished. Fergie time is finished. And from that, from that point on, you're not going to win anything anymore. You might win like a League Cup here and there and an FA Cup. Win that. You're not going to win the league, are you? You're not going to win the European Cup. So, Man United, is that your target now, to win the FA Cup, the League Cup? Well done. We applaud you, bravo. Well done, Manchester United. Anyway, enough of that idiot and his channel. People like this, we're giving them ammunition to talk about Liverpool. When these people, they're just idiots. They're clueless. They don't even have a brain, these idiots, man. And we allow them to talk about Liverpool Football Club. And there's even people that ring up onto the fucking channel and talk about Liverpool to these idiots, man. Come on. I talk about Liverpool in my own channel, Ahmet Gosa. I don't go on other channels and start berating Liverpool. If I'm going to criticise my team, I do it on my own channel. Liverpool fans have to have the knowledge to not give these idiots ammunition to attack Liverpool. You see that they hate Liverpool, man. Everyone hates Liverpool. I don't know what it is. It's just jealousy, bitterness, and they've just been crushed under the success of Liverpool for so many years, in the past decades, that they can't handle it. They can't, they don't want Liverpool to win anything anymore because they're frightened that it's going to be like another dynasty. They're going to go on another, 10-year, 15-year run of winning trophies. And they can't handle the thought of this. They're cracking up. They're saying shit that they shouldn't be saying. They're just making themselves look like numpties on the internet. And but unfortunately, we're giving them ammunition, as I'm saying. We're giving them chances to speak about us in a bad way, to put us under the pressure. I'm sure that the players don't even watch these things. They don't even care about these channels and this and that. But it's for the other fans. It's banter at the end of the day, banter. But when you do banter, you can't hate on people, man. These people are hating on Liverpool. It's as if we've done something to them. We've won the league title 18 times. We've won the European Cup 5 times. Why are you so jealous, man? Why are you so angry and bitter against Liverpool Football Club? Be calm, man. Be calm and support your own team. You're gonna end up damaging your health talking about Liverpool Football Club. You're gonna end up, taking your life away because you're talking stupid things about Liverpool, man. Liverpool Football Club has been successful since the 60s, up until the 90s, and after the 90s, the success has dried up. We haven't been as good, but we're still a good team. We're still a good team, but we can't get over the line, man. We have to find out what we're doing wrong. What's missing from the team, from the squad? I'm telling you what's missing. We needed another centre-back and we needed another right-back in the January transfer window. We had a bloody right-back and Klopp decided to give him to Bournemouth, for God's sake. An international calibre right-back in Klein. Some people are saying that he's not a good player. He is a good player, man. If you watch the way he plays, he's a good player. Maybe he's not a good creator of chances going forward, but that's not his job. His job is a right-back, Doesn't matter that Trent Alexander-Arnold can go forward and get a crossing. That's not his job as well. That's just the way that we play. In the original formation of football teams, right-backs didn't go forwards. The centre-backs don't go forwards and help the attack. It's now in the modern game that we think that everybody should play football, even the goalkeeper. We expect the bloody goalkeeper to control the ball and then come into midfield and play a pass. That's got nothing to do with being a goalkeeper. Goalkeeper is all about stopping the shot from going in, saving the ball, and stopping the opposition from scoring goals. That's their job. They have to be able to kick the ball, and they have to be able to save the ball. And they have to be able to have timing, to come and collect the ball from a corner, from a free kick. This is their job, goalkeepers. It's not to play football, to pass it around. Come on. We expect too much from players nowadays. And it stems from the managers. One manager tries to copy what the other manager is doing. If they see that a team plays a certain way, or a goalkeeper, a defender, everybody has to follow the trend. Oh, look at them, how they pass the ball. Look at them, how they attack, how they can use the wings and this and that, the width. Come on, man. Every team has got their own style of playing. You have to play to the strengths of your personnel, whoever you've got in your team. And I see Robertson even. Robertson goes forward too much as a left back. He goes forward too much. The other day against West Ham on Monday, he went forwards, got into the West Ham, part of the field, into their, near to their penalty area, and he takes a shot when he could have given it to the player on the wing, Mane, who was up there with him, trying to help him out on the attack. As a defender, you should not be taking shots, Robertson, man. Your job is to play simple balls to the midfield, to the front players. And then they take the ball and then they go on to attack the opposition, not you. It's not your job, man. We have to think about the back as well, the defence. Defensive part of the game. Look at the goal that we conceded. How did we concede that goal? We were fucking sleeping, that's why, at the back. I thought that he was going to chip it into the area. That's the way that he tricked everyone. And then he played a simple ball to the right side of the penalty area. And Antonio made a run. And he took it on and put it into the corner beyond Alisson. Because we were caught napping. We didn't even expect it. You know, too many problems, man, at Liverpool. Too many problems. Every year we have the same shit going on. You know, it's just mind-boggling. It really is. When are we actually going to have the courage? When are we actually going to have the know-how? When are we actually going to have the character to go on and win the title, man? We spent all that money in the summer. For once in their bloody life, FSG actually acquired decent players in the summer, and the Keita doesn't look good. The only ones that I can say are doing well is Alisson, and even he's looked shaky in the last 3 or 4 matches. Fabinho's doing a very good job. Shaqiri was doing well until, I'd say, until the end of December, but since then he's gone off the boil as well. I don't know what's going on. He seems to have lost confidence. They've all lost confidence. Since they went on that bloody trip to Dubai and they came back for the Leicester game at Anfield, they look like they've lost it. They've lost the plot. That's another thing that I want to touch on. You know, these warm weather training camps, apparently. What is the point in going to these places, man? Just stay in England and do your job, man. Get ready for the game. You know, why are modern clubs, football clubs, going away to foreign countries to train when the season hasn't even finished, you know? There's like a 10-day gap, 11-day gap, and they keep going away like a holiday, a short holiday. This doesn't give the right impression to the players, man. You know, it's not right. They shouldn't be doing this shit as a club, you know? So many things that we're doing wrong in the season. The planning of the season, the organisation of the season is all wrong from Klopp, man. He knew that he needed more players, and yet he goes and gives players away on loan to other clubs like Klein, like Grujic. If we had Grujic now in the midfield, he would have played because there's no Henderson, no Wijnaldum. You know, he could have played next to Fabinho and Keita. Grujic is a good young player. He's a strong player. He's a physically strong player. And he has pace as well. He's good at heading the ball, you know, from corners, from free kicks. He can score goals with his height, you know, his presence in the penalty area. And we've gone and loaned him to bloody Hertha Berlin in Germany, and he's working wonders there. He's playing good football every game that he plays. He's developing, but what's the point? We're not able to use him, are we? We're not able to play him in the team. So other people are getting the benefits, and we're just watching from the sidelines. You know, they sent Kent away, Ryan Kent, to Scotland. He would have been a decent winger on the wing, you know. Maybe he doesn't have the experience, but he's a good young, you know, raw young talent that can play in the team. And he would have done a good job. I really think that he would have done a good job in the Premier League. He's got pace, he's got technical ability. He can, you know, he can dribble past players, he can get crosses into the area. He can do a lot of things, Ryan Kent. I think it was a couple of years ago, in pre-season. Again, he had an outstanding pre-season, and everyone was raving about him. He's going to be in the team. He's going to get into the first 11. But Klopp just doesn't use these players, man. He sends them away, and then what does he you know, keeps putting a midfield of Milner, Henderson, and Wijnaldum. It's like a bloody joke, Jurgen Klopp, man. Do you actually want Liverpool to win anything, Klopp? I'm starting to wonder. Do you actually have any feeling that Liverpool are going to win anything? Do you care if Liverpool win anything anymore? I'm starting to ask questions of myself because I don't think that he does. He's just there for the money, in my opinion, for the contracts, because the more that you get used to losing, you get to a certain point in the season and then you crumble, you fall away. It just has an effect on you, a psychological effect. It's like a barrier. You can't get past the barrier. And the longer it goes on for Liverpool, the worse it's going to get, you know. Doesn't matter who we bring in. Doesn't matter what manager we bring in. Doesn't matter which players we bring in. It's the same, man. The 13-14 season, there's hardly anybody here left from that team, apart from Henderson and Sturridge, I think. That's it. None of the other players are still here, and maybe Mignolet, but Mignolet's not even in the team anymore. He's a substitute all the time. So I don't understand why this new group of players is not able to have the mental strength, to have the character to go on to win the games, to go and do it, to win the title, and to be heroes for Liverpool, for the city of Liverpool. We deserve it, man, the fans. All this supporting, all this standing behind the team, even through the bad times in the 90s and the 2000s, we still won trophies. You know, we still won FA Cups, League Cups. We won the European Cup. You know, we lost a couple of finals. You know, we won the UEFA Cup, this and that, the Super Cup. But it just hasn't been good enough, man. It hasn't been good enough since 1990 for Liverpool Football Club. Compared to what we did before in the 80s and the 70s, these decades have been terrible for Liverpool. You know, the 90s, the 2000s, and now we're into the 2010s. You know, the 2019 season, 18-19. It's going to be 30 years, man. Do we realise 30 years of not winning the league title? A team like Liverpool Football Club. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. It can't happen at Liverpool, man. And we've got the chances here to win it, but we don't. We seem to just throw it away. We don't care anymore, man. Anyway, there's one more chance against Bournemouth at Anfield. We have to win that game on Saturday. I don't want to see these idiots on the internet, on Twitter and Facebook, saying to us that the atmosphere is this and that at Anfield. If the team perform, then the atmosphere will be up there. But if they don't perform, then the longer it goes on and we don't score, we can't create chances, the more nervous the fans are going to become, the more agitated, the more sceptical they're going to become of the team, because we've seen it develop before. We've seen these failures before. It's ingrained in our mind now as Liverpool fans. This is why this happens at the stadium. You know, Klopp kept using reference to Anfield in his first years, that we need to have a better atmosphere. But if you're not playing good football, then it doesn't happen, does it? Look at Old Trafford. There's no bloody noise in Old Trafford. They don't even cheer the team. Why? Because they were playing shit football. Look at the Emirates. Look at the Tottenham Stadium, Wembley. You don't see their fans cheering the team, but they perform on the pitch. When they perform on the pitch and they win, then they cheer. Then they get behind the team. This is what football is. This is all sports are like that. You know, basketball is like that. Volleyball is like that. Football is like that. Everything. All the sports are like that. You know? You need to perform to a good level. You need to show the fans that you mean business, that you're out there to win the game. And then they will stand behind you. Then they will support you. You can't just expect a group of people that come together for a match to support you through thick and thin. It doesn't happen like that, man. Especially Liverpool fans. We're not some mid-table team that just goes there to cheer the team. Oh, well done, bravo, you had a shot on goal. You had a cross, you know, you made a pass. They're used to it. The mid-table teams, lower teams in the league, they're used to failure. They're used to actually winning anything, so not actually challenging for anything. So they don't care. When they go to the match, they don't expect their team to do anything, to win any games. They don't have the expectation of Liverpool fans. They don't have the history, the success in the past. But we're not like that. We're a different kind of supporter, a different kind of breed of supporter, because we've seen Liverpool being successful. We've grown up with it, you know. In our childhood, we grew up with Liverpool winning everything. The League Championship, the FA Cup, the European Cup, everything. League Cup. What are we winning now? Nothing. Last year, we played some of the best football in the country. We ended up empty-handed because we weren't able to win the Champions League. Of course we can't. With a goalkeeper like bloody Karius, he's still making bloody mistakes in Turkey now. Beşiktaş. The man is a bloody walking disaster. He's a walking accident of a goalkeeper. And we put him into the goal to keep goal against Real Madrid, one of the best teams in European football. It's just bloody mind-boggling what Klopp did. Even Mignolet would have been a better goalkeeper than Karius. Even Mignolet would have done a better job. But we don't seem to rectify our mistakes, man. We don't seem to see what we're doing wrong and then to move on, to change it. You know, change the tactic of the team, the system, change the personnel. And then maybe we can become better. But the owners as well, they don't seem to have any ambition. They waited all this time, sold Coutinho last year, got the money, and that's why they bought Virgil van Dijk and then Alisson in the summer. Shaqiri was a cheap buy. You know, I think it was 13 million, 13.5 million he's released calls. That's not even a signing, really, in my book. That's a very cheap signing. And they're talking about bargain this, bargain that. They did the same thing with Robertson. Robertson is a good player, but they only got him for 8 million, I think it was, from Hull City. You know, these are not world-class players that have, you know, spent millions on, like the other teams, like City and United and this and that. You know, Chelsea. So that's about it, Liverpool fans. I pray to God that we beat Bournemouth on Saturday. We have to win that game. There's no ifs, buts and maybes. We have to win that game. Take the 3 points. Go back to the top of the league, because I have a feeling that Manchester City will lose points against Chelsea. They will drop points. They didn't play well against Everton. I watched the game last night live. You know, they scored in the 46th minute from a free kick situation. And then they scored their second goal in the 98th minute in injury time at the end of the game. So they didn't play an outstanding game against Everton. And Everton were half-arsed anyway. Because the bastards, they don't want Liverpool to win the league. These sons of bitches. So they didn't even bother to turn up. They rested all their players. Richarlison was a sub. You know, Sigurdsson was a sub. These are supposed to be Everton's best players. And they're on the bloody subs bench. What does that tell you about their ambition for the game? They don't care if they win that game or lose that game. Because, you know, they had no ambition to win the game. They didn't even try to win the game. They just gave up from the first whistle. And City were not playing well anyway. They were nervous. They were panicky as well. But they got the goal right on half-time, and that settled their nerves. And then in the second half, they got a second and won the game. Took the 3 points. And now they're top of the league on goal difference. So I don't even care about goal difference, man. Points is what matters. Points. If we win the game against Bournemouth, we go top again. 3 points ahead of City. And then the pressure is on them again to perform against Chelsea. The most important game of our season is going to be at Old Trafford on the 24th of February. We have to win that game. We can't even draw that game. If we win at Old Trafford, it's because City on the same day, I think they're playing in the League Cup final at Wembley against Chelsea. So we have a potential chance to open up the gap to maybe 6 points. If they lose against Chelsea, or if they draw against Chelsea, it's going to be 5 points. So we have to be clever. We have to be just go for the target, finish the game off, attack Bournemouth. Bournemouth are the kind of team that comes out and plays football. They attack opposition. They don't sit back and wait for the counter-attack. They can attack you at any time. So when they leave gaps in behind, we have to make the most of it and finish them off. With the players we got, we should be beating them. You know, Mane, Salah, Firmino. But even Firmino looks poor, man. Ever since they've been on that bloody warm weather training camp, they all look poor. They look like they've lost the pace of a yard of pace. They look like they're not as flexible as they were before, as fast as they were. I don't know what's going on. Something happened in that camp. Did they get food poisoning or something? I don't know what's going on. Some kind of virus. And yeah, it serves us right. We shouldn't have gone there in the first place. I don't know why they went there. Klopp, he just has these silly things. I think it's because of his time at Borussia Dortmund where they had like a month off in the winter, German teams. So they went on, you know, training camps to foreign countries to get some warm weather training and to, you know, just basically to eat up the time until the season starts. And this is where his theory comes from, that he takes the players away. But it's never worked. He did it in the 16-17 season where we had about 10 days off, came back, lost to Leicester. He did the same this season. We came back from the warm weather training, ended up drawing the game with Leicester, and we looked off the pace. So that shows me that it doesn't work. You shouldn't be doing these things, Klopp. You know, when you try something and you see that it doesn't work, it doesn't have any effect on the team, then you stop doing it. You don't carry on, do you? You stop doing it, man. This is what clever managers do. You have to use every bit of advantage. If you see that a tactic doesn't work, you use another tactic. If you see that a player is out of form, you take him out of the team and put another player into the team so that the competition can heat up, and whoever performs the best on the pitch deserves to stay in the team. But, you know, he has this thing with Henderson, Wijnaldum and Milner every time he wants to play them, man. And we're finding out now that Milner travelled separately to the West Ham game. He had the bug, you know, he had the virus. I think he had the cold or something. And yet he was still in the first 11, you know, so it doesn't make any bloody sense. You know, are we trying to sabotage ourselves? Are we trying to give the title away? What are we doing as Liverpool Football Club? We have to wake up, man. Wake up and take it seriously. Because there's going to be major, how do you say, there's going to be a meltdown at Anfield if Liverpool don't win the league. It's not as if we've won it, you know, in the 29 years, but we've been so close to it this year. We've been at the top for most of the season. It's going to be really depressing, really heartbreaking if they don't win it this season for the fans. And it's going to end up costing Klopp his job, I'm telling you. He will leave himself. He will see that he hasn't done enough. And he will end up leaving himself from Liverpool, I'm telling you. Because apparently there's another idiotic journalist that's come out I think his name is Paul Joyce. Does he write for the Liverpool Echo? I can't remember. And he's now saying that apparently Liverpool see that the club is good enough, the team is good enough, the squad, so we don't need to buy any players in the summer. What are you talking about, man? We're not good enough. We still need defenders. We still need a creative midfielder. We still need a clinical goal scorer that can bury the chances that we create. You can't be relying on Firmino again, man, next season. Salah, I think there's something about Salah leaving. He might want to leave. So if that's the case, if he does leave, then we're buggered, basically. We need to buy another striker. We need to buy one anyway because Sturridge is getting on now. He's not going to be playing anymore. Divock Origi is not good enough, as he proved against West Ham. We don't have anybody else up there. Firmino is not a goal scorer. He's more of a attacking midfielder. You know, it's not his job to score goals. That's not the way that he plays his game. He's more of a link-up player to the front players. And so we definitely need to buy a striker, an attacker. And we may need to buy a winger as well, because we don't have any width, man. If it's not for Robertson and maybe Shaqiri, Liverpool don't have any width on the wings. We don't have anybody that can take the ball, dribble past players and get crosses into the area. Like a McManaman type player, you know, these kind of players, like John Barnes. We haven't had this kind of player for so many years, you know. Even Mark Walters. Mark Walters was a decent player when he stayed. He had the quality, he had the pace to go past people and get crosses into the area. Jason McAteer, you know, these kind of players. But anyway, we see what happens, Liverpool fans. It's looking very bleak at the moment. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to spoil the party, as they say. But there's not going to be any party. That's the whole thing that I'm trying to say. If it carries on like this, we're likely to finish in second, or even, you know, if we go on a bad run, we could drop down to third because Tottenham are not too far behind us. It's only 5 points, you know, and we still have to play Tottenham, Chelsea, and Man United in the league. So it's not going to be easy. We need to be performing to the top level that we were doing in December, and Klopp has no excuses anymore. Get the team together, have a talk with them, tell them that this is very important. They need to win the title, the Premier League title. You know, don't put pressure on them, but give them a pep talk so that they know that they have to perform now. They have to do it for the fans, for the city of Liverpool. And if they're not good enough, well, then at the end of the day, it's been 4 years. I'm sorry, but that's the end of your job, Jurgen, man. Jurgen Klopp. That's the end of your job, because how many years are we supposed to wait? Some fans are telling us that, oh, what has he done? He's done some brilliant stuff. He's taken us to the Champions League 2 years on a row. He's got us to finals and we've lost, you know, this and that. Where's the success? Where's the trophies? When he came into the club as manager, he was appointed. He said that he wanted to win silverware every season, a piece of silverware, and he wanted to go through the city on a bus, you know, to tour the city with a trophy and celebrate with the fans. Has he done that until now? No. When is he going to do it? Next year's going to be his 5th year, for God's sake. 5 years in the job at Liverpool and you haven't won anything, man. Even Souness won the FA Cup. Graham Souness, with the shit team that he had at the time, the squad, even he was able to win the FA Cup, man. Roy Evans won the League Cup, you know. Gerard Houllier won the treble. What has Klopp done? Rafa Benitez won the European Cup, the FA Cup. What has Klopp done to deserve to be in the job? Please. Dalglish came back as a manager in 2011-2012 season. He won the League Cup, albeit on penalties, against Cardiff, and he got to the FA Cup final. Has Klopp even done that? Klopp hasn't even progressed through any of the rounds of the FA Cup, the League Cup, man. We keep getting knocked out in the first round. You know, the first game, basically, the 3rd round of the FA Cup, 4th round. Even some of the pundits were talking about this on their analysis, you know. This is not acceptable for Liverpool anymore, man. We keep bigging him up. He's a great manager. He's a great motivator. He's a great this and that. Yeah, but what has he won? He hasn't done any better than Rodgers, has he? In my opinion. I've supported this club for 30 years. Don't tell me shit, Liverpool fans, please. Don't start coming out and saying that you're talking rubbish and you're being negative and this and that. I talk from what I see on the pitch. I have my opinion and I have every right to speak my opinion. Every Liverpool fan has an opinion on the way we play and how good we're doing. And everyone has the right to speak, to say something about the team. This is the whole point of being a fan. Fans are objective. You know, they have different ways of thinking. They have a different ways of seeing what's going on the pitch. It's opinion at the end of the day. Everyone has a different opinion. We can't all have the same opinion, can we? That's not possible in the world. And you see people on Twitter complaining that fans are not happy. Of course they're not happy, man. Last week we could have gone 7 points ahead in the Leicester game. What happened? Now we're level on points. We're behind City because you don't take your chances. And of course fans are going to be angry. They're going to be frustrated, aren't they? What do you expect, Liverpool? Some of our fan base. What do you expect? Do you expect us to be bloody delusional like you, and talk rubbish on the internet, on the social media? You're putting out all these pictures and you're putting out statistics that we've had a great season. Yeah, but you're second in the league. In May, it's not going to mean anything, is it? We had a great run this season, but if we don't win anything, it's not going to actually mean anything. We haven't achieved anything of any note. Do you realise this? You know, football is about achieving things. Football is about progressing, becoming better every season, winning trophies, especially big teams like Liverpool, Manchester City, Man United, you know, Chelsea. These teams are analysed on what they win. They're talked about on what they win, what they achieve in the season. They're not talked about on they had a good run in the season. Nobody talks about that. You know, you got to the final last year. Do you see anybody talking about that anymore? The Champions League? No, because we had a disaster in the final. We got embarrassed. We had an embarrassing goalkeeper who fucked up the game and we lost to Real Madrid. So anyway, Liverpool fans, that's the end of my video. Please like, subscribe to the channel, make your comments in the comment section below. It's going to be very much appreciated. I hope that I'm wrong. I have a nagging feeling that we're not going to be able to do it. But I hope to God, I pray to God, that we prove all these idiots wrong and we go out there and we win the title. It will make me happy. It will make me the happiest person in the world if we can prove these idiots wrong. These doubters, you know, these idiots that are trying to put pressure on us, trying to play mind games with us, the Liverpool fan base. And please, for the love of God, don't fall into their traps. Don't answer back at them. Don't give them any reason to talk about us, Liverpool fans. Just be calm. Support the team. Get behind the team for the last, 12 matches, 13 matches, and we see what happens. And hopefully we win it, Hopefully, I'm praying to God that we win it. We should win it. We've got the capability. We just need to rediscover that form before we went away to Dubai. If we play like that, I'm sure that we're going to beat the majority of the teams. Only the Tottenham match, Chelsea match, but they're further away. They're in March, I think. March or April, so we've got plenty of time for that. By that time, we could already have a healthy lead over City again. And we'll be at the top of the league, so it won't matter at the end of the day what happens in those games. The Man United game on the 24th of February is the main game, the most important game. We have to go to Old Trafford and beat these mank bastards. Batter them. Beat them. We should have done it last season, and we allowed them to score 2 goals through Rashford, but second half we dominated them. We got it back to 2-1, should have had a penalty at the end. It would have been 2-2. So we have to play like we did in the second half last season at Old Trafford and beat them. We've got the better players this season. We've got Fabinho, we've got Keita, we've got, Shaqiri, we've got all the other players, Mane, Salah, Firmino. We should be able to get a result there, If we're serious, if we actually want to win the title, we have to do it. There's no ifs and buts. If you have the ambition to win the title, you go there and you win. Like Liverpool teams of the past done, when they won the league. So that's it. Anyway, thank you for watching the video again. Very much appreciated from fellow Reds around the world. And take care of yourselves. God bless. And 3 points against Bournemouth. Come on, you mighty Reds.